Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 between Team Secret and Team Alliance. We saw in that first game, Alliance just completely dismantled Secret's lineup and just, I don't know, treat them like a bunch of 2Ks. That's how it felt anyway. We'll see if maybe Secret's going to go for a more standard and well-rounded draft rather than such a greedy base lineup that they went with that previous one. Especially with the not only the hero pickups that they went for, but also the item builds that they all went for as well. It was a super greedy. So we'll see if they're going to make the same sort of mistake or whether they're going to, have a little bit more to think about it, have a more of a traditional game. We'll see how that ends up going. So Secret ban out the Undy and the Viper. Alliance take away the IO. Most likely going to be taking away the Omni Knight as well. Ooh, let's take away the Slardar. So Omni Knight pickup. Potential? Yeah, maybe. It's been left open for him. There's either the Omni or the Mag pickup they can go for. Okay, so gonna go for the Magnus as their initial pickup. Not gonna go too crazy with the Omni Knight just yet. Gonna leave it a little bit more open. But even still, with the Mag pickup, it's pretty much exclusively a puppy hero. Well, I say that, but Nisha does actually take it quite a few times into the mid lane. You tend to see the Magnus as like a 5 or a 3 roll, but Zai very rarely takes the Mag himself. It's normally, just between Puppy or Nisha. And when it's generally a very early grab up, well, I'd say that, but I was going to say, when it's normally an early grab up, you want to see a Puppy, but it's always an early grab up when it's on the side of Secret. And then you just swap it to Nisha if they feel like it's a decent matchup. Well, Alliance grab the Enchantress as their first hero. So that's sort of going to stop Secret from trying to pick up any heroes like the Beastmaster or even a Shen. Even though they probably won't pick up a Shen either way, it seems like they've already got the Mag. But either way, it's quite a strong hero in the hands of FNG. He knows how to play it quite well. There's going to be the immediate PA pickup as the second hero on the side of Secret, so it's going to be the PA with the farm and speed ramp up coming out from the Empower from the Magnus. So Secret's actually moving away from the Sven hero this time. Normally a pick which they love to endorse quite heavily. But even still, grabbing that PA, and that alone should dissuade Alliance from picking up the Sven themselves. Seems how PA is a sort of natural counter to the Sven, forcing him to build the MKB when generally he doesn't really want to. And actually just going to go straight back for that Faceless Void. It worked absolutely amazingly in the previous game. Just Nika Baby went completely nuts. I think he finished 14-0-7. I think that was his end score. Real dominance showing. So we'll see if he's able to keep that rolling and perform an equally impressive go at it in this game. The Beastmaster ban actually comes out from Secret this time. Thinking, if they're not going to want to pick it up because of the Enchantress, then they want to make sure that the Enchantress pickup doesn't just leave the Beastmaster open for Alliance to grab. It's always a good way to lock down this PA as well and set up for an easy gank attempt. As well as just obviously holding her in place in the coming team fights. The Lions take away the Lina. Oh, here you see super off on the side of Secret, but they can run it. Normally put it in like Yapsor's hands. Into the main position 4. They just want to make sure that doesn't come out. Can be quite an obnoxious hero to deal with. We'll see what pair and Secret are going to grab up for their off-lane duo. They did used to like grabbing the Mars and like the Lina in the previous tournament. They've sort of moved away from that in the Epic League. So we'll see if maybe they're going to bring that back. It can be quite nice against the Faceless Void. Has a lot of lockdown potential. Obviously, there is no Lina to pair up with the Mars. So they might go for something else. A Dark Willow generally works out quite nicely. Yapsor can play it. The Lions ban out the Rubik. Don't want any sort of fancy Chronosphere steals coming out this game. Even though obviously the Faceless Void is never actually affected by the Chronosphere himself, it does always screw over his teammates pretty hard if they're always caught on the wrong side of it. Let's see what Secret can take away as their final ban in this matchup. Maybe take away the Doom again. Limp was pretty good at it in that previous game. Also not dropping a single death. And was a complete beast. Just constantly find the right targets with that Doom. Instead they're going to leave it in the pool. Instead they take away the Timbersaw. He's a good hero to lane up against the PA, so it definitely makes sense. So the Alliance really thinking about what they want to use up as their final ban themselves. I mean, there's quite a lot of heroes to choose from. Secret got a very diverse pool, so you just got to try and work off what they're trying to aim with this Magnus PA grab. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult to actually go for. They'll actually take off the Ember Spirit and immediately go for the Miranda pickup themselves this game. So we'll see if Hanskin's able to perform a bit better than Yapsor was in the previous game. I'm not saying that Yapsor performed poorly, but he didn't really manage to get any sort of successful ganks off towards that mid lane with the arrow setup. Oh, really, there was no arrow setup, so it's kind of difficult for him in the long run, really. Got put into a real rough situation. But even still, we'll see what Hanskin's able to do. And Secret responds by grabbing that Dark Willow, so this is looking like it's going to be a potential Mars pickup for the side of Secret. And there's a potential for Alliance to pick it themselves right now and throw a few spanners in the work for the side of Secret. I'm not sure if it's a hero that S4 really runs though, so maybe they won't bother. Actually, to go for a Sand King. Definitely a hero you don't see too often. It's pretty much exclusively a mind control hero on the side of Nigma. You just don't really see any other players really go for this hero all that much. But they are going to grab it this time. Also a hero that can hold its own quite nicely with the Sandstorm, so it's going to leave a little bit of space for Hanskin to start rotating around the map with this Miranda pickup. Maybe set up for a few arrow kills. So you could have actually gone for the Void Spirit as their next pick. So is this going to be a Nisha Void Spirit for the mid lane? Or is this going to be a Yaps or Void Spirit for the position 4. Magnus taken onto Nisha for the mid, and then a 5 Dark Willow. Maybe? Kind of interesting pickup. Maybe we would have confused the Alliance as well about where this Void Spirit's actually going. Okay, so Alliance are sure that this is going to be a mid Void Spirit then, as they're banning out the Underlord. So maybe think it's still Zai's hero left to grab. It would make sense in that respect. So they take away the Undie, obviously. The Secret take away the Death Prophet. I think still Secret, they need some sort of frontliner, some beefy boy. So they can't go for something like a Bat Rider, just go for more of a pick-off play. They need someone who can actually stand in the front lines and tank a little bit of damage. So I think maybe the Mars could still be a good grab. Or maybe not, seeing as how the Mirana can... I think the Mirana can leap over the walls of the arena. Faceless Void could time walk through it. Sand King can burrow strike through it. So maybe the Mars isn't really the best pickup. Centaur doesn't really help too much to whoever gets caught in the chrono all that well. Got a decent stun duration, and then a nice setup as well for the Dark Willow to get the Bramble Maze off. That could work out, going for that sort of style. The Secret take away the Tiny. Removing quite a little bit potential burst damage from the side of Alliance, because I mean they are sort of lacking a little bit of damage at the moment. It's mainly just the Faceless Void's right clicks and then the epicenter from the Sand King. And the Alliance take away the Tidehunter. I'm not sure if it would have been a Tidehunter pickup for the side of the Secret this game. Would have been a little bit clunky. Oh, whoa! Okay, so last pick Omni Knight. So this is going to be mid Magnus then? Nisha on the mag. And then Puppy still taking the 5 Omni. Dark Willow being Yapsor's hands. And Void Spirit will go for Zai? Yeah? Unless it's going to be Zai on the Magnus. Not really a hero you actually see him play very often. That could be the way that they're going to go. Last pick Omni. Very interesting. I mean, it does pair up pretty nicely with the PA. It lets her run around a little bit freer in these in the engagements, but obviously the Heavenly Grace isn't going to be able to mitigate any sort of lockdown duration from the Chronosphere. But Alliance grab the Necro. That's going to be for Limp in the mid lane. Definitely going to be a good way to punish on the Matumba Man, plus also provide him purely magical damage as well, which is going to really disrupt the effectiveness of the Guardian Angel. It's going to... Oh wait, hang on, it's Zai on Omni Knight. Okay, so it's a core Omni Knight, and it's still Puppy on the Magnus. And then Nisha's on the Void mid. Okay, so core Omni. This is interesting. Not seen that for a very long time. I think the last time I saw that was literally when Zai played it last. And that was a long time ago. That was like 8 months ago, something like that. Maybe even more than that, to be honest. I don't know. I'm really struggling to remember the last time that Zai played an Omni Knight. But even still, that's the pick. We'll see how that's able to do. Obviously, he doesn't really have any sort of setups for the Bramble Maze or anything that's going to be coming out from Yapsor. Unless he's going to be going for high points into his passive and just go for a lot of movement flow. But that's not really the best way to lock down a Faceless Void, because he's still able to just time walk away. And even the purification's pretty easy for him to purge off. So, Nico Baby, he should have a fine time in his safe lane. Like, there's not much the Omni Knight's really going to be able to do to pressure him all that much. We'll have to see how it works out. I mean, it is a typical secret draft. It's just craziness. Pure craziness. But we'll see who's going to come out on top in this game. Whether if Alliance are going to manage to clean this up, a clean 2-0 against Secret, or maybe Secret, with this last pick of the Omni Knight, is going to be able to throw a couple of spanners in the work and potentially take the win here. We'll have to see how this pans out for him. Puppy said to go for that skewer first level. Maybe potentially to go for a bit of high ground shenanigans, perhaps. We're not going to run into anyone. Meanwhile, Alliance doing a very similar move to themselves down towards the bot lane. Moving into the Radiant jungle, just forcing Nisha away. So it's likely just going to be 2 for 2 on the bounties. Pretty clean cut, plain and simple. I've always wondered, where is this lava coming from in Roshan's pit? Like, is this coming out of the rocks? It's not like there's any sort of, I don't know, nothing in the back that's really producing this lava. It's just coming out of nowhere. The rage of Roshan produces a molten rock. Let's go with that. This puppy's going to start making his way down towards the bot. Very aggressive ward already placed out here by Alliance. Main is going to be used to find any potential courier snipes. Lovely. Let's skew it back there onto Hanskin. Just applying a little bit of pressure. Hanskin actually going for a TP back. Taking loads of damage. So he's forced to use his healing salve already. So nice little movements there by Secret. Just slowly winning the regen war already. They'll take that. Then in the mid, as Limp starts to get a few more levels online, we'll probably see him gaining a bit of an advantage over Nisha. I mean, Nisha might be able to dodge a couple of the death pulses coming out with the dissimulate once he has it online, but it's such a huge cooldown level 1 that he's not going to be able to exactly use it reliably to dodge continuous damage coming out from Limp. Even still, just with a slight advantage so far. One more last hit and deny. Not exactly a big advantage to write home about. But we'll see how this lane is going to come out from Zai at the top lane. Already with that passive and the purification, doing tons of damage to FNG already. He's already taken quite a few hits. Only needs one more to actually bring him down. Just manages to get the salve off. But it will be cancelled immediately. Now Yapsol taking a bit of a punishment himself. The Bramble Maze coming out there from Yapsol. Actually gets the connection onto Nico Baby. Needs to be careful. With the purification, it actually cleans him up. I don't think Nico Baby was quite prepared for the amount of damage that's coming out between these two heroes. So cheeky first blood there for Zai. So we'll probably see him just completely dodge Heavenly Grace. Like, I suppose he doesn't really need it that much. It's going to go for more chase style and the burst damage of the purification. Look at that, as soon as FNG gets close, gets hit by a purification, takes tons of damage. Bramble Mace comes out from Yapsor. But FNG is able to dodge quite pretty much all of it. Now Zai taking quite a bit of punishment himself. No healing salves just to quickly heal him back up. But loads of them on FNG though. I mean, he doesn't even bother with tangos apparently. All he wants is healing salves. Still very even in the mid matchup. Only a very slight lead for Nisha. Looks like Hanskin trying to secure one of the runes up, but he's just getting hunted down by Puppy. With those first items of the brown boots, easily able to chase the very slow Mirana. So, I mean, I thought Nika Baby would be having a little bit of an easier time than this, but a little bit surprised by the damage potential that has been coming out from him and Yapsor. So there is just a slight lead so far from the Timberman in terms of CS between the position ones. Not exactly like it's massive, but it's something. Any advantage will definitely be a welcome one. Matsu actually ended up dropping down bot lane. Maybe Hanskin landed an arrow and sets up for an easy burrow strike into the sandstorm. Not much that poor old Matsu could do to survive. Actually, I don't think he even needed the burrow strike because it was still off cooldown. I think it was just a decent arrow plus sandstorm on top was enough damage to bring Matsu down. Arrow nearly connects there from Hanskin, but Puppy was just able to sidestep it. Could have been a potential another kill coming out from S4 if that arrow did land. But it looks like they're both going to be able to secure the bottom bounty runes. And Yapsor, he'll at least be able to grab the top two in conjunction with Nisha. A little bit of damage harassment there coming up from R2 as the S4 dived quite aggressively under the tier 1 tower. Just wants to punish him as much as he possibly can for such aggressive movements. So okay, so he did actually go for a point in the Heavenly Grace then. Not just going to go for like the pure aura spam. Reaper's Life came out from Limp in the mid lane, not actually enough to finish Nisha off. And he's going to be able to Astral Step away. Not falling all the way back though. Maybe just wants to stay in range with these the experience coming out from these creep kills. And actually, there's a few rotations coming out from the other supports to the side of Secret. Yapsor with a nice brown maze gets the first connection onto Limp. Needs to be a little bit careful though. Still quite a bit of damage potential, even though there's no Reaper's Scythe available. But Limp, he just keeps running into all the brambles. That was getting a little bit dangerous there. Maybe if Puppy was a little bit sooner on that shockwave, that could have been the potential kill in conjunction with a skewer. And maybe Limp was just baiting him in with the Death Pulse ready available. But F4 is having a perfectly fine time down this bot lane against this PA solo. Zoning him off quite well. And Zai and Yapsor get another kill onto Nico Baby. It looks like Nisha did actually rotate up here to try and lend a helping hand, but he wasn't even needed. They did not need him whatsoever. Instead he just farms up one of the stacks and then just going to head his way back towards the mid lane. Then Matsu, with the Mask of Madness online, he's just going to start rolling off into the triangle. Wants to try and get his farm up a little bit better because it's quite difficult for him now to actually try and stay in the lane against S4. Just too much damage coming out from this Sandstorm aura. And then also the potential gank setups as well that will be coming out from Hanskin as well. Just a little bit too much to worry about. So we'll just play the safer route, go to the triangle, farm up safely. Make sure he doesn't give any more sort of free kills away. So with this build from Puppy, he's finally taken a point into the Empower, but because he's mainly been focusing points into the Shockwave, there's not going to be some sort of easy farming mechanic for Matu to really ramp up his speed with. Pretty much just the Mask of Madness at the moment to really keep him online. And as we all know, it's not exactly the best farming tool, especially not for a PA. Still Zyos is hanging about on this top lane. 2 points into the Heavenly Grace now. And S4's actually rotated up here himself. His presence enough is just going to be there to make sure Secret don't take away this tier 1 tower in the safe lane for free. Nisha making a move now onto FNG. He's able to get a solo kill. Doesn't quite manage to save the sentry ward, but not that it really matters. It's just a sentry ward after all. And even Nisha's able to escape up to the high ground, keep himself alive. So nice little cheeky free kill there from him. Meanwhile, Nico Baby, he's still working towards that Mask of Madness, so his farm has definitely suffered quite heavily. He's a full 1,000 gold behind Matumba Man right now. And now Matumba Man's starting to get the Empower buff coming out from Puppy. So we'll probably just start to see that lead grow even more. Especially as he's able to clean up the ancient stacks relatively easily. S4 trying to contest for the bounty rune, but he even goes for the attempt of the epicenter, but there's a little RP there from RP, cancels a little RP from RP, a little RP from Puppy is enough to cancel out, stop that move from happening, and then nets a free kill from the Matumba Man. So just going to further ramp up his game at the moment. Nico Baby Limp just trying to force down this tier 1 tower at the bot lane. Secret's going to do exactly the same sort of move to the top and mid. But Limp's actually coming back towards the mid lane. They want to try and push Nisha and the Absol away. Even the arrow from Hanskin, just making sure they get that kill onto the catapult to really reduce the effectiveness of the tower damage. And they force the Secret back for now. But even still, Nico Baby, he did manage to finish up that kill on the bot tower. Looks like he's finally got enough money to finish up his... Well, he's already got the Mask of Madness, never mind. But now he's got the his finished boots and a wand coming out. Have a little bit more effectiveness, but even still, there is that net worth leads of Matumba Man just getting bigger and bigger with this Empower plus Mask of Madness. His farming speed's just really difficult to contend with, especially seeing how this is always stacks for him to take being made by the supports on the side of Secret. But it looks like 3 of them have gone for a smoke up play now, heading towards their own jungle. And they will run into FNG. Not exactly like this is the most high priority kill they get, but Nico Baby is actually going to come in and get a bit aggressive. He manages to get all 3 of them with this Chronos Whip. There's not much follow-up damage just yet. Now comes the Reaper Scythe once the Absol nets a free kill onto him. FNG finally dies, and now it's the Zai left all alone. He's trying to run away. Puppy coming in, trying to lend a little bit of a helping hand. No RP available though. So it looks like Zai is still going to fall from this. Just the Corsac finale is actually enough to finish him up. Even Nisha now getting hit up, trying to survive. Just managed to miss the assimilate there grab onto Hanskin, which would have been enough to finish him off, but can't quite get it. Now he has to run away. So it ends up being a 2-for-1, favouring Alliance there. So nice little turnaround play by Nico Baby with that Chronosphere. Sets up for a couple of easy kills. Still, Martu's very happy with all the space that the rest of his team has been able to make him. Working onto that Desolator, and it's going to have it online pretty soon. Only 600 gold away. Just constantly making the rounds, going to the wave, coming back up, kill the camp, kill the camp, kill the camp, kill the camp, and then probably just someone's pushed in and do exactly the same thing. Rinse, repeat. It always seems to work. But in the mid lane, Nisha ends up getting caught out, and even the ultimate used by S4 can try and get a kill onto Zai, but all the disables already been used, so he just TPs the hell out of there. So he does keep himself alive, but unfortunately, Nisha had already fallen. And they tried to go for a little follow-up gank there as well onto the Timberman, but he just managed to clear up that camp just in time, and he's able to fall back. He's actually going to head towards the mid to try and farm up this wave. Needs to be a little bit careful though, because S4 and Limp are still sat on this high ground. And there is a Reaper Scythe available, but even still, Matu's got 1500 HP when he has those boots on strength. Oh, and then a nice little triple stack. Easy money. So Desolator online for Matu. This could be the potential time the Secret want to make something happen. Manisha gets found once again up top. Just Alliance are putting a lot of emphasis on trying to shut down this Void Spirits game. Well, it's 2 deaths in a row. I thought maybe it was more than that. But, I mean, they do want to limit it as much as possible. He had a relatively decent start, so, I mean, after those 2 deaths as well, Nisha's been pushed down to 5th place on the net worth chart. So the one saving grace on the side of Secret so far is the fact that Matu is pretty fat himself. Maybe they want to try and make a move now onto Limp in the mid lane. He is all alone. They do have RP ready to be used if they want to. They're actually going to change their mind. They don't want to get too risky. $2,000 HP on the PA with the Heavenly Grace. Does the duration increase there? So it's always a 12-second duration. I thought maybe that would increase as well with level. The Absol's trying to clean up a little bit of farm down bottom, but he might have got himself into a real dangerous position. He's trying to run away now. 4 members on the side of the Alliance are on the hunt for him. He's going to go for the TB, but the arrow perfectly placed there from Hanskin. Nets an easy kill. Very nice arrow there from Hanskin. Finding the exact spot where Yapsor would stop to try and go for his own TP. But Matu, Zai, and Puppy, they're all around this area. Maybe they want to try and set some sort of counterplay up. And Puppy, he actually spots a couple of them down in the river. Meanwhile, Nisha, though, he's getting gone on by Limp. Needs to be a little bit careful. Now he gets Yuled up. FNG, though, getting focused up by Matu. One quick crit, and he brings him down. But now Nico Baby just going to focus onto Matumban. But there comes the GA from Zai, reducing all the damage. He's perfectly safe. RP even gets committed there by Puppy. Locks 2 of them down in place. But Matumban still just on the chase with Nico Baby. We'll have to finally change his target. Looks like Puppy's eventually going to fall from this. Now Matu getting joined. A nice crit. Finishes off S4. Brings him down. Puppy's still alive somehow. And he will manage to escape. And now the rest of Secret are trying to get involved. Trying to bring down the other members. But Zai gets brought down by the Reaper side. The fear comes out from the Absol. But it's not in time. Matu just managed to fall. And now Secret, they need to start falling back. They're in a real dangerous situation. The Bedlam used by Yapsor trying to do a bit of damage. And Nico Baby actually takes quite a chunk there, but it's not going to be enough. And Yapsor still falls. So again, another successful engagement coming out there from Alliance. I think maybe there was a little bit of miscommunication there between Puppy and Matumbaman. Puppy got a really nice RP off, but Matumbaman had already gone off to try and chase Nico Baby, so a little bit unfortunate there for him. Potentially missed out on like getting a really nice cleave into a crit combo. Looks like Alliance maybe going to set up for another gank here onto Nisha. There's a few more members of Secret already rotating around. But Timberman, as he's blurred up, now going to jump forwards, gets a dagger connection onto Hanskin, and one whack brings him down. And now Limps put himself in the same situation as well. The Bedlam gets committed, and even the epicenter comes out of S4, does loads of damage and brings the Absol down. FNG actually ends up falling though from the Timberman, and now it's S4 left all alone. A couple of swift hits, and he dies. Double kill for Matu. So at last, Secret take a successful engagement. finding 3 kills and only losing Yapsaw. So a good little bit of bait there from Nisha. I think Secret realising that, you know, they've been trying to kill this Void Spirit for so damn long that they'll eventually go for it one more time. And sure enough, they did. And it looks like Secret are going to want to move into the Roche bit. No? Okay, maybe not. Puppy changed his mind at the last second. Just baiting it out. TP coming in there from S4. And with the Void Remnant, it's going to set up for an easy grab. Matumbaman jumps straight, but S4 just barely manages to survive and gets the stun off, but it's not going to keep him alive. F&G sacrifices his life just to get the ward kill. And now it looks like Secret's going to roll into this Roche pit. 3 hero advantage, or 2 hero advantage, sorry. There is a buyback available for S4, but even so, he doesn't have the epicenter actually available to use if they want to try and make some sort of play happen. The scout comes in from the creeps of FNG, so they realise this is going on, and they know exactly how much HP this Roche is going to have. But unfortunately, there's still just not going to be any sort of follow-up. No one can get in there enough to try and go for a steal. So Aegis now in the hands of Martu as well. He's going to become a real powerhouse. Quite difficult for the side of Alliance to deal with for a bit. Even a Basher as well. We'll probably just see him go for the BKBs as next item, I imagine. Will definitely reduce a lot of the damage coming out from S4 and Limp. As they are just purely magical based. Oh. But a grab onto F&G one more time, and he drops pretty quickly. No one else on the side of Alliance really getting involved. But the epicenter coming out from S4 gets the engagement onto Matumbaman. Even sets up for a restart, but the purification comes out at the perfect time from Zai. Completely counters all of that damage, and Martu will survive and keep that Aegis intact. Lovely little placement there by Zai, saving Martu's life. Swift fingers. And even if Vlad's online for Puppy as well, just going to give even more survivability for Matumbaman. Just really trying to buff him up and turn him into this big raid boss. All the auras in the world. Royal Jelly, Aquila, Vlad's, Empower, plus Heavenly Grace as well. We'll probably see someone get a Soda Crest pretty soon, I imagine. What, it's going to be Zaya, I bet. Secret's actually going to keep this pressure going. Take down the tier 1 tower, move on to the tier 2. They're going to force the glyph out immediately. But Martu doesn't really care about that. He's just going to keep hitting onto this tier 2. And the creep waves arriving already. The tier 2 gone. And Secret, are they going to keep pushing forwards? No, they will now fall back. Even Yapsol TP towards the bot. Maybe potentially find the grab onto Nico Baby. Needs to be a little bit careful though. I think Nico Baby's just sat there waiting. Even just going to drop the Chronosphere, get a free kill onto Yapsor. Not like it's a super high priority kill, but you know, it's a little bit of bonus gold. 400 gold. That's quite a bit just for a position 4 grab. So Nico Baby's actually probably quite happy with that. Sure, he's not going to have this Chronosphere for quite a long time. So the next the next team fight for the side of Alliance is going to be a little bit dicey. So this could be the potential for Secret to try and make a play. But both of the 2 side lanes are heavily pushed in. They'll either have to TP all the way back and then try and make a move forwards, or just try and bot backward. Oh, but the dagger and the jump forwards there from Matumbaman gets an easy solo kill onto Nico Baby. Just blows him up in a second. As Nico Baby is going to respawn though, he's got that MKB online, so he actually has a way to do damage to Matumbaman. That blur is going to have its effectiveness heavily reduced now. Now Secret is going to start push onto this tier 1, and then probably onto the tier 2 of the bot lane as well. They want to try and use this Aegis to its full effect. Getting as much of the duration as they possibly can. Looks like Alliance are set up for trying to gank if anyone on the side of Secret comes to get this wave, but no one does. Once again, Martu not caring about the tower, just hitting into him. They go back towards kill the tier 2 tower. They're sort of deciding about it. Maybe a little bit of a decision between what Secret's actual aim is, but Matu will go back to this tier 2 tower and finish it off. No glyph available to keep it alive for another round of attacks from this PA. There's only about 45 seconds left of this Aegis though. So it's probably Secret gonna have to put a bit of brake on the gas right now. I think Marty just got the spot there onto Hanskin, but he will just be able to evade the gank attempt coming out. So Nika Baby just having to hide in the trees, waiting for the confirmation that Matumba Man has left the area and he might actually be able to go and carry on farming up this wave. He's actually just going to go for the TP back. So there's engagement in the mid lane. S4 was getting pretty low, but he's able to avoid the gank attempt that was coming out. Matumba Man though swapping targets with the Reaper side on top of him. He just barely managed to survive. Even the fear that comes out from Yapzor, it sends everyone on the side of Elite Alliance fleeing for their lives. You're not going to be able to get any more sort of follow-up grabs just yet. Nika Baby trying to get involved. The RP committed by Puppey, just making a little bit of space for the rest of Secret to fall back. But the Chronosphere committed from Nika Baby connects onto 2. Lovely placement. It looks like they will manage to finally get this kill onto Matumba Man. But out comes the Guardian Angel, plus the Heavenly Grace. All the stun durations are heavily mitigated. Matu's getting pretty low. He's going to try and stand his ground, but it's not going to be enough, and he will fall. It looks like Sly's going to be quick to follow as well. So nice few kills there for Alliance. They're not stopping yet, though. They get another grab onto Yapzor. Puppey goes for the escape, but even the arrow there from Hanskin gets the grab on Tanisha. 4 kills. Absolute dominance there from the side of Alliance. Just Puppey who's actually able to survive. And he just focuses on getting the 2 bounties. Oh, I don't think he's going to survive for long though. He gets caught out. So it's a full T-wipe from Alliance. Absolutely amazing showing from them. Crushes Secret to the ground. I don't think Secret was quite expecting that. There's way too much damage coming out from Nika Baby at the moment. There wasn't really anything that Matu could really do to survive. We'll probably see him start building a... He's actually already got... Did he not get the Satanic off? I didn't even see he had that, but I guess he just didn't get it off in time because he was still a super low HP. He's getting that BKB though, finally queued up as his next item. So it will be a lot more difficult for the side of Alliance to actually try and lock him down. But even still, they found the gap they needed. They got a little bit of space. Even a BKB now online for Nico Baby. They're still just sort of hanging around the triangle at the moment. Maybe thinking if anyone on the side of Secret comes over here to try and farm this area up. But no one is. They're actually just sort of grouped up, heading through their own jungle right now. With their Moonlight Shadow, they saw that dagger come out from Matumba Man, so they realised that someone's in this area. They're actually just going to run straight into Yapzor. And he's just going to be an easy kill. And everyone on the side of Secret just has to bail, realise that Yapzor was already dead, but the jump forward from Nico Baby doesn't get any sort of connection, runs into the Ether Remnant. And it holds him back and provides a little bit of space for everyone to bail out. And there was actually an Axe now online for Nisha as well. So he's going to have those... Resonant Pulse silencers coming out. Going to be a good way to stop Limp from just spamming all these death pulses out and doing a large portion of his magical damage. Alliance looks like they're going to get the free kill onto the tier 2 down bot lane. No one on the side of Secret is going to bother coming down here to try and defend this. Realising this is pretty much guaranteed dead. Roshan, really long respawn timer as well. 2 minutes 10 seconds before he's up. Puppey got the Blink Dagger queued up as his next item. Wants to start trying to go for those big Blink Dagger plays. Maybe thinking that they need some sort of some sort of way to really start swinging these team fights back into their favour, because they've lost a couple in a row now. And Alliance are on the hunt, heading up towards this top lane. They will get the spot onto Puppey. They can let his carry pass just to make sure they don't give away their position, but even still, Puppey falls. But, you know, he's position 5. He'll say that space created. I'm sure the my pups would say that space created, that's for sure. So the BKB, it's closing in for Matumba Man. He's about 800 gold away. That could then be the time that Secret want to try and make something happen. Paladin sword on Matumba Man. Is he going to swap that out? He will keep that. Always nice to have a bonus life steal and damage. Especially with those big crits, it's healing you up so much. On top of the heal for the Satanic as well. It's going to be a very sustainable PA. Ooh, he's actually moving into his own jungle, but he will actually spot the fact that their wards have just been killed by Handskin. So he realises there's a few members of the Alliance in the area. Definitely a dangerous place to sort of move into, so he's going to change his mind and head back, join the rest of his squad. Scan connects from Alliance. They realise that they're sort of around that area. There was also the scan connection from Secret side as well. But obviously Roche isn't actually up yet. Well, he is now. Immediately gets scouted out by Hanskin's courier, just sat in this pit. But Alliance have not actually moved straight into there. They're going to try to sort of hang around and maybe bait this out. Ooh. Whoopsie daisy. A little bit of misuse of wards there between two people. Is literally a 1 second difference between the two. Oh well, not exactly like it's the biggest loss in the world. Nice chunk of money sat there for 1 sentry ward though, whoever does place one. Matu, he's sort of leading the charge at the moment. Still got a core restoration of this blur effect. Nika Baby's wrapping around the side. Maybe wants to go for a grab here. He's going to jump straight on top of the Timberman. His eyes coming out with the Guardian Angels. Going to stop a lot of this damage. Even the Reaper side. Zamatu's still able to survive just for now. He's actually going to jump straight onto Effigy in the background. But the RP came up from Puppey. Connects onto 4. Everyone's dropping like flies in this fight. Nika Baby's is trying to turn around and do as much damage as he can. Matumba Man's doing as much damage though. And now Limp just caught amongst everyone on the side of Secret. There's no escape for him. And he falls. It ends up being 4 deaths on the side of Alliance with 2 buybacks. And only Puppey actually ended up dropping. It was a perfect RP that came out of him. Locked down so many members of Alliance. It just gave all the space in the world to Matumba Man to just start laying into everyone and doing tons and tons of damage. I don't think there's anything that Alliance could do to stop this Roshan take now. Coming out for the side of Secret. The arrow there from Hansky will hit onto Nisha, but it's not like it's going to do much. So once again, it's the second Roche going from the side of Secret. R2 with that Aegis. We'll see what Secret's sort of game plan is, or whereabouts they want to siege. Looks like Puppey just cutting the wave up top. Maybe they want to try and take away that tier 2. And once that's gone, every single barracks on the side of Alliance is going to be open for attack. A Divine Rapier now queued up for Matu as well. All he cares about is damage. Looks like he's going to go for a potential grab onto Nico Baby. He does get the grab onto him, so Nico Baby's just trying to run away, delaying this out for as much as he possibly can. He will manage to get the time walk over to the other side of the ravine. Successful TP out as well. So he's safe for now. Even a Blink Dagger now online though for Puppey. So we're going to see some big position 5 Blink RPs. So Nika Baby building the Satanic of his own. He's getting pretty close to it now actually. He's only about 500 odd gold. So he should have that online for the next engagement. Obviously he won't have any money for buyback if he does try and buy out. So maybe he might just hold on to it for now. So far, Martu's just got a casual quarter staff. I'm not sure what this item was for. Yeah, I don't know. What was this item for? Oh, of course, it was the. It was when he had Mask of Madness and then he dismantled it and turned it into Satanic. So it's just the leftover item from that. A perfect ward there from Puppy. Sees loads of people moving up to that top lane. So that just lets Matumba Man jump straight onto that tier 3. Forces out the glyph as well. So the next time they go for a base siege, it's going to be a lot easier for them to take it. Does that work? Does that fear little notching actually give you vision? That's broken if that is. I've never seen that usage. Hopefully it's not. Oh, jump forward from Timberman. He tried to get a few lucky crits. Can't quite get the land in. Arrow just barely off the mark there from Handskin. Not that it mattered too much. Zai was still in the area to provide those heavenly graces. Heart of Tarrasca's Limp's next item. Pretty close to that himself as well. He's actually got enough money to finish up now if he wants to, but it's pretty much in the same boat as Nika Babe. If he wants to finish up this item, he's going to leave himself to have no buyback whatsoever. Maybe Alliance was thinking about trying to go for the a little defense of this tier 2 tower, but they changed their minds and fall back. And there will just be another tower falling for the side of Secret. Satanic now online for Nico Baby. He says, screw the buyback. I need my top fighting potential as fast as I possibly can. Meanwhile, Martu just whacking onto the tier 3. No glyph to stop this slow siege coming out. Jump forward from Nisha. Just perform a little bit of disruption. Hard to Rask on Limp now as well, so quite a bit tankier, but once again, no buyback available. No buyback on anyone on the side of Alliance. Well, actually, no. There's a buyback on FNG. At least. But still, just a slow siege coming out. Martu just going with a couple of whacks to Limp. And S4 actually now commits with the epicenter. Trying to do as much damage to the BKB. Just comes off the time barely from the Man to keep himself alive. Going to start doing a couple more whacks onto Limp. There comes the ghost, the phase shift. And we'll keep him back. Well, not the phase shifts, the ghost shroud. It's a secret, they can't find any sort of kills, but they get the tier 3 in the range barracks, and then they just fall back. But that was the first usage of Matumba Man's BKB. Oh no, it wasn't the first usage, it was the second usage of his BKB. So maybe they're just going to drop back, wait for this to come off cooldown, and then maybe go for the second siege. Especially seems how the Aegis has just been reclaimed. Even a Blink Dagger now online for Zai. Just wants to make sure he's always able to get in the correct position to save Martu's life. As he's always going to have to be standing quite far back, even with the Ether Lens as well. Zai wants to make sure he's not actually in the main bits of the fray. He just wants to stay a little bit far back, making sure he can provide support from afar. And not get too stuck in. So everyone on the side of Secrets is sort of falling back. Maybe now their next key point of this game is just to wait for the third Roshan to be up and then see what treats are waiting for them. Whether it's going to be a Refresher Shard or an Axe. They're actually going to get a jump forward onto Limp perhaps. He is spotted out. There was Scandin connect onto Fuvum, so he's going to try and retreat. Nice flicker usage there. Actually manages to get him back in the right direction. Both teams just a little bit skittish at the moment. Can't quite go for any sort of fully committal. The Timberman though, just with this constant heavily grace on him, can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. Flicker from Limp again. Gives us oh, nice little dodge there from Nisha. Barely avoiding the Burrow Strike that came out from the Sand King. Still, both teams position themselves on opposite side of this lane. Still within range just to throw rocks at each other. But obviously rocks in this game do 0 damage. Roshan potentially up in 30 seconds. Level of drop for both teams as well. So we'll see if Martu's actually just going to go straight for that. He's actually going to leave the Minotaur Horn in his back pocket. But with this Divine Rapier online, he has the potential to do a monstrous amount of damage. So far hitting for 600 damage a hit, plus the chance to do 450% damage of that. So that's, what's that, 2,400 damage crit? Potentially. I think anyone on the side of Alliance just gets the lead from that. But the jump forward from S4 gets the connection onto Puppey and on the high ground. But Puppey's just going to skew him all the way back into the waiting arms of Secret. Alliance need to get it right now. Oh, but Puppey, he commits the RP, but it's too early. He doesn't actually get the lockdown onto S4. Nika maybe jumping forwards, wants to go for the crit, but he actually misses Martu. And only going to connect to Zanisha, but Martu's already jumped into the back lines, doing tons of damage. One crit onto Nika Baby's face. He's trying to stand his ground with so talent, but he's too much damage, these crits. He just melts everyone. Limp's on full retreat. The Flicker barely helping him at all. And he's going to be short to follow. There's no way he's escaping this one. A buyback from Nika Baby. They want to try and get involved. Maybe save Limp's life if we can get here soon enough. But I don't think it's going to happen. He's still going to end up dropping down. Even a buyback from Limp. S4 coming in with the side with the epicenter, but it's not going to do enough. He ends up dropping another crit from Matumbaman, brings him down. Now Hanskin's in full retreat with the Ghost Scepter. Makes a little bit of space to just finally fall back a little bit. Martu's keeping this aggression forward going. The Reaper's Life comes out, but there's not enough damage whatsoever. Matumbaman trying to stay alive, but he can't. He actually ends up dropping. Nisha perfectly in the right position though to grab that Divine Rape before it falls into the hands of Alliance. But it doesn't matter, he's running out of utility, he can't escape. So now Nika Baby has the Divine Rapier. Double buybacks from the side of Secret. They want to get in here right now and try and abuse the fact that there's still a man advantage and get this Divine Rapier back into the hands of Matumbaman. They're actually going to go back for the Roshan. They're actually going to be fortunate. It spawns right in front of Martu's face. So they're going to get this and then try and go for a retake. But who actually ended up getting the Divine Rapier? Oh, it's in Nika Baby's hands. That could not be worse with the side of Secret. Alliance so fortunate right now to get that into the perfect hero. So he himself is hitting for 600 damage a hit. It's real scary now for the side of Secret. This game's been flipped completely on its head. Aghanim Scepter upgrade goes towards Matumbaman. Wants to be able to just constantly refresh these Phantom Strikes and keep himself charging towards his next target. So now everything's sort of gone back to a little bit of a lull period. Oh my days. Oh my days. Look at all these mangoes. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of mangoes. No one cares about mana in this game, apparently. So Alliance just a little bit scared to actually leave their base. Seeing as how that Aegis is in the hands of Matumbaman. They just want to make sure that they can try and get some sort of pick-off or maybe go for a smoke gank play. But if they go for a smoke, then there is easy information for the Secret, seeing as how these creep waves are going to be getting pretty close to their towers. So they're going to start heading down towards the Radiant Triangle. They're obviously not going to run into anyone as the entirety of Team Secret is all in their own jungle right now. They're just trying to hold this slight high ground, waiting for the side of Alliance to just run into them. So Timberman's got immediately another Divine Rapier queued up. I thought potentially he might try and go for a Abyssal Blade pickup and then lock down Nico Baby and try and steal back his old one, but nah, he just wants to buy a new one. That's all he cares about. He just wants to get another Divine Rapier back into his hands. All the creeps actually hitting onto the tier 3 right now, so I think that's just giving a nice amount of information to Alliance. Finally, Matu shows himself back at this tier 3. But he's not going to push out into a dangerous situation, so Alliance just going to have to fall back and see if they can farm up go for maybe in the next item themselves. Was it a second Satanic queued up for Nico Baby? They share the same cooldown, right? I'm not just imagining that. Interesting pickup. Secret has still got this Aegis for like another 2 minutes. Maybe they're just using this as a potential threat on the side onto Secret on against Alliance. So rather than actually use this Aegis aggressively, they just want to have it in Matumbaman's pocket, just so Alliance can't make any sort of too aggressive plays, and let Matumbaman farm up this next Divine Rapier. He's about 1900 gold away. And he'll probably just go for the all-in play of not caring about having buyback either. Remind me, another sneeze. Super close now. Only like 500 gold. And he will have that Divine Rapier online once again. And Alliance is still just a little bit too skittish to move out their base. Just another 48 seconds for this Aegis to run out. So it's given Secret enough time to farm up the next Divine Rapier for Matumbaman. He's actually leading the charge. He's going to run straight into Limp here. Jump forward, 1 crit. He immediately gets that Ghost Shroud off though. The Epicenter just cancelled their BS4. So you're not going to get any sort of effectiveness from that, and you will fall back into their own base. Not exactly like it's a big thing that they really require in these fights, but it is going to be a slight little bonus for Secret in the next coming engagement. So just about to be reclaimed for the side of Secret. So this is time to go for side of Alliance to make any sort of aggressive play. They're even moving out the base along the top lane right now. Maybe seeing if anyone on the side of Secret comes up here to farm up this wave, potentially. It doesn't look like anyone's going to fall for this trap. They're all just grouped up by their own triangle right now. No, Yapsor just sort of hanging around this bot lane. Maybe just trying to keep this wave constantly pushed in. At least then it's also forcing Hanskin to be constantly sat at his own base. Trying to avoid the this constant pressure coming out from Yapsor. Even Puppy just constantly shoving in the mid lane as well. But still Alliance, I don't really want to come over here to try and make anything else happen. They're still just hanging around this top lane. And finally they're going to start TPing back to their base, realising that they're always taking a bit of damage. And Hanskin actually ends up getting caught outside the base. The gem dropped on the floor. So 2 gems now for the side of Secret. 1 on Yapsor, 1 on Puppy. Now Yapsor just immediately goes towards the top lane now. Just making sure that the all these side lanes are constantly getting pushed in. As I think once again Secret are just waiting for the next Roshan. Potentially up again in another minute 15. Seems like these Roshans are dying so often. Oh, jump from Nisha. He's going to get the grab now onto S4. No other saw BKB to save him. Jump forward from the top man. Even used his own BKB, but S4 made to get Sewells up in the air. He managed to spot a strike down to the low ground. And a buyback from Hanskin as well. So now Secret are just in full retreat. Nicely for Remnant there by Nisha. Connects onto Limpawadi's invis. Makes a little bit of space for Matumbaman to retreat for now. So nobody ends up dying. Just the BKB usage up there from Matumbaman. Down to a 6-second charge now. Another gem pickup for the side of Alliance. Replacing all the ones that they keep on losing. Maybe Alliance tried to go for a gank down with the Absol, but having those constant gems, any sort of vision that they do have, just gets immediately cancelled every time. So Roche, what's the respawn time going to be? Relatively long, 1:50. Oh, Puppy. He's jumping up the high ground, trying to get a D-ward right here, but he's wanting to put himself in a real dangerous position. We'll get the skewer off to the low ground to keep himself safe for now. Even with a very defensive Lincoln Sphere. Who's that in the hands of? Probably Zai? No? No? Okay, so Nisha's actually got the Lincoln Sphere himself. Oh, looks like they're going to run into each other right now. Limp gets the bounty rune. Shockwave back up. Puppy scooting back towards the team, but he actually gets rooted in place before he can get too far. Even the jump forward from S4 gets a nice Boris fight, but Matumbaman focus out S4, just about to get duels over time. Out comes the Chronosphere, locking Marsu down in place with the fear. Perfectly timed there from Yapsol. Keep him alive, it doesn't matter. Nika maybe just comes in for one final hit, instantly buyback from Martu. He's going to try and get back in as fast as possible, but it's not going to matter. There's 2 Divine Rapiers in the hands of Nika maybe right now. He just wants to retreat, get the hell out of there with this big advantage. They got that big kill on Martu. They got the kill on Puppy as well. Forced 2 buybacks. They got 2 Divine Rapiers. Nika Baby is an absolute monster right now. A full 10,000 net worth over the top of Martu. And these are both Martu's items. Martu bought both of these goddamn things. But Nika Babies has claimed them both. So yeah, they're mine now. So now Secret desperately need this next Roshan. They should be able to get it. There's no Chronosphere online for another 100 seconds. And Roshan is up in 8. So there's not going to be a way for Alliance to try and contest it. Even a refresher orb now actually online for Nika Baby. So that probably will catch Secret off guard. Even uses a refresher orb right now, but he needs to go back to base. He does not have enough mana to actually use it. Actually, he's going to pick up loads of these mangoes right now. They need to hurry though. This Roshan's getting pretty low. Down to half HP. This crit's hurting from Martu, even though he doesn't have any Divine Rapiers anymore. I don't think Alliance will be able to get her in time. So this is going to be Aegis, Cheese, Ags, and Refresher Shard, all in the hands of Secret right now. And they'll manage to retreat before they get caught out. So who are they going to give this Aghanim's Blessing over to, I wonder? Alliance are really on the hunt for something else. They're heading straight towards this bot lane where there is a couple of heroes, and Martu's actually calling the wave. He could get potentially caught out here. And he can maybe jump forward. He doesn't want to commit the Chronosphere though, but the jump forward, that Barrow Strike as well, that came out from S4. Trying to focus him down, but they couldn't quite get the proper grab. Now Limp, maybe he potentially gets caught in the back, but he just gets out down to the low ground, and he will survive. And no one dies yet again. Everyone sort of dodged each other. So who actually got that second Aghanim's Blessing on the side of Secret? Zai? Okay, so Zai got it. So that's just global GA, right? Increased duration, provides HP regen, radius becomes global, and affects buildings. Okay, so it's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. 10 seconds of physical damage immunity. So that's a very nice counter to these 2 Divine Rapiers in the hands of Nika Baby. There's been so many long duration games today. I don't know what's been going on. New meta. New meta for all these teams. Secret, they're all still to sort of make sure that they're always grouped up. I'm guessing Martu, what's he farming? Is he going for the next Divine Rapier? And sure enough he is. So it's going to be his third Divine Rapier queued up. He's still about 1,000-ish gold away. 3, 5, 6. So he's 1,300 gold away from finishing up this Divine Rapier. So if he keeps farming at the speed he will, he should be able to get it in time for the next engagement. But yet again, this is another Aegis being used just to give Martu enough time to farm up another Divine Rapier. Yep, so he just managed to get the TP, the Blink Dagger off to the side. So he will avoid the gank that was coming out from S4 to try and catch him unawares. And that's a nice battle space created from Matumbaman. Now we're going to have enough money to finish up this Divine Rapier. Number 3. So maybe if he can actually hold on to this Divine Rapier for more than a couple of minutes, he might decide to finish up his Abyssal Blade. Just maybe. Oh, he's going up to the high ground. He's actually going to run into a few members of the side of Alliance right now. Martu leading the charge. He's actually going to jump into Handskin. That's going to be free rate. If he gets one crit, all he needs is one. There's a few hits anyway. Brings him down. Nice RP that comes out there for Puppy. Locks down 2 of them. Unfortunately, Matumbaman's still calling that Chronosphere. He can't quite do much damage. The first life's gone, especially with the Reaper Cypher that came on top of him, locked down in place. Nico Baby just doing way too much physical damage. He cannot survive it. The GA finally gets committed by time, and Nico Baby gets deleted. All those Divine Rapiers are on the floor. 3 of them are now in the hands of Matumbaman. He's going to hit like a goddamn truck. He's hitting for 1,300 damage a hit, and that's without crits. S4, it looks like he's going to get caught out as well, and he's going to fall. Instant buybacks of S4 and Limp. How is there not a buyback on Nico Baby? What's he been spending his money on? He's had 2 free Divine Rapiers. He should have tons of money just sat in his back pocket. I mean, he only needs 15 gold and actually to have the buyback. So he will have that. As well as the Refresher Shard. It should be able to give him his ultimate for another usage. So finally Secret get that big kill onto Nico Baby. Just the GA, such good usage there from Zai. Making everyone completely immune to all of those Divine Rapiers. We just instantly see that net worth just change massively as soon as Martu managed to reclaim all these Rapiers. Got pretty much double the net worth of Nico Baby right now. Nisha just chipping away at the tower with this double damage available. There's not really much that Alliance can do to stop this. They can't commit too much just to get a grab onto the Void Spirit. Because that's just going to set up for the PA to jump on them and get an easy set of kills. These crits from Matumbaman are going to hurt like hell. 1,300 damage and a normal hit. The crit's going to hit him for like 4,000 damage. But they're just poking the prod and they don't want to overcommit. I think they realise that Nico Baby has that buyback available. So fortunately, Alliance have been able to keep that buyback intact. We'll jump forward. RP committed there by Puppy. Gets the grab onto him. They're going to try and bring him down. They actually bring him down. The crits! It deletes him and S4. They're gone! No buyback. 2 minutes. It's just Nico Baby and the 2 supports. Is that going to be enough to hold them in this game? I don't think it is. Especially with GA available. There's all the magic damage was on those 2 heroes. So this GA is just going to make him completely immune. There's no way Martu can actually die. The jump forward for Nico Baby. The out comes the GA. Where's your damage? Where's your damage? Out comes another Chronosphere, but he's still alive. The GA lasts so goddamn long. Martu, now it wears off, crits him in the face, and Nico Baby just blows up hunting down for more, and everyone's going to end up dying. Heinzkin was the only survivor. It doesn't matter. Alliance already called GG. What a crazy, chaotic game that was. Divine Rapier Mayhem. Absolutely nuts. Whew. Jesus. But Secret, they finally get victory. All it took was 3 Divine Rapiers on Martu. That's all it takes, you know. If in your pubs and you're not losing, and you are losing, buy a Divine Rapier. You lose that, buy another Divine Rapier. You've lost that one, buy another Divine Rapier. Apparently it works. Somehow, it got them the victory. I mean, I've already queued up for the next game. That's how quick that was. But even still, well played there by Team Secret. Much deserved. Well, I say much deserved victory. Alliance did a really good job themselves, just holding on for that long, getting all 2 stolen Divine Rapiers into the hands of Nika Baby. He was hurting so much, but Zai with the G8, it just completely mitigated all of that damage that Nika Baby was able to do. It was just heavily relying on Limp and S4 to do a large majority of the magic damage to actually bring Nika Baby, Matumba Man down, and he couldn't. He just couldn't. Was not enough in the tank for them to do that. So even still, well played by Secret. They've pushed it onto a game 3. Vasu's able to take this one. This series has been going on for a very long time, much later than it was meant to finish. That's for sure. But even still, hopefully you guys carry on tuning in. You stick around for Game 3 of Secret and Alliance. Thanks for watching that video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it and the content I was able to provide. I am just starting out, so if you did like it and you want to support me in the future, then please think about following and subscribing to me on Twitch, Twitter and YouTube. I post on Twitter what events I plan on covering in the future and when I'm actually able to do some casts. I don't have the most free time in the world, unfortunately. So I can't provide constant content, but I can guarantee you every single time that I do cast, I'm giving it my all because I have a lot of passion for it and hopefully that does come off. So once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you stick around for the next video. So hopefully I see you guys there. Cheers.